Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the sixth show of Footy Talk. Okay, before we start, please help us to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Let me start to introduce our panel of speakers. Dave, welcome back. Hua, welcome back. And we have
Thank
four
you.
new faces today. Dinesh, hardcore and
Yeah.
new fan there. Dayat, we've been
Hi.
here in the show before. Sashi,
Hi.
thanks. And also Nizam, a tune
Hi guys.
sincere. Good evening. Right, guys, let's start off
Good
with the
evening.
most
Good, good.
heartbreaking news of the week. Diego Maradona. I mean, such a shocking, none of us predicted. He was a legend. And we just have the right person for it. Wow, Maradona is gone but not forgotten. So what do you think? What's the key moment of Maradona that you can recall of?
First of all, before I start, I have to admit that it was unexpected. It was shocking, and it literally took me almost a week to actually speak about it in social media. So I was literally numb. And great shout, Nizam. Thank you. Um, the key moment has to be 1986 World Cup, and particularly that England match in the quarterfinal stage, because he produced two moments that will be the talking point for generations to come. I'm very sure about it, because we're still talking about it. The English still mourning about it. They still branding Maradona as the cheater. The end of God moment, the first goal and the second goal, arguably the greatest goal has ever scored in a World Cup stage, World Cup knockout stage. Like, and that moment also for me, that match where Argentina knocked England out, where I feel that if England had beaten Argentina in that stage, they probably would have gone and win that World Cup. So literally, one man called Diego Armando Maradona stopped England from winning the World Cup, and literally ended uh, the English players who played on that day their dream. Like, you see, Gary Lineker was having one hell of a tournament. He was the top scorer in '86, and they had England was strong. Not denying that England was strong that day. I mean, they had Peter Shilton at the back. They had players like Peter Reid. They are and John Barnes from the bench. They were really strong, and it took
Yeah.
one man to deny and to break the English arts. For me, that was the pinnacle of Maradona, and from that, nobody could stop them. They went on to beat Belgium comfortably, and in the final, Germany came back very strong with two corner kicks and two goals, just like that. They came back to make it 2-2, but Maradona assisted the winning goal. So it was his year, it was his tournament, and that end of God, that goal of the century, that was the moment. And back home in Argentina, he was hailed as a hero. He literally became God of Argentina. He's the hero of the working class people there. Um, People still idolizing him. People still comparing him with Lionel Messi now, and still putting all sort of pressure to the current Argentina players. And because the fact is, Argentina still not able to win the World Cup since 1986. It's been long overdue for them, for the set of players they had in the past in 98, 94, 2002, 2006. They still couldn't do it. So Maradona still remains the greatest Argentina player ever. He will be deeply missed by Argentina fans. I'm not from the generation of Maradona. My father is a Maradona generation fan. So I grew up listening to stories, what happened in '86, what happened in '90 when he almost won the back-to-back World Cup for Argentina. So it's emotional. I'm still emotional. I'm still in disbelief that Maradona has gone. For even though I'm from a Lionel Messi generation, I have to admit that as a through and through Argentinian, I think Maradona was the man. He carried the Argentinian blood with him, and he performed miraculously well in World Cup stage. We
I
can we
agree with
can
you.
say that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a comment here from Cikgu Mizi. He said, "Hai semua, Diego Almoda Maradona. Even saya tak membesar di zaman kegemilangannya, tapi aura dia tepat dirasai even selepas dia bersara." I mean, it's a very good point from Cikgu Mizi because, let us say, after Maradona, there was no leader for Argentina. They basically didn't back up. You
Yep.
don't see them. I mean, they keep failing. So are we not going to see Argentina top there anymore? Hidayat, what do you think?
Yeah, hi all. Okay, it's a very sentimental episode this time around because we are giving a huge tribute to our one of the icon of football, if I can say the best, in Diego Armando Maradona. Even me myself, a staunch Germany fan since the days of West Germany. I started supporting Germany in 1990. That's when first time I saw Maradona in action. Uh, so happened that Argentina met West Germany in the final and got beaten. But yes, uh, I picked Spuva's story of the 1996 because there's two of the greatest goal, not to mention about cheating and everything, because two tremendous goal by a very genius player. One with his skills and dribbling, silky dribbling, and the other one with the genius of his own mind, because out of nowhere he tended to use his hand to score a goal. And yes, I've been very honored to live in the era of Maradona towards the end of his career. Whereas, yes, I've seen live from the television from his days at Napoli and also some of the World Cup until the '94. Uh, to me, yes, until now, not to mention Argentina, but the world is still owe him a very, very uh, large part of football development because he puts football into the other level. Because if we watch the videos from his yesteryears, we can see he single-handedly changed the result of a particular game, or maybe he commanded and won every game, almost every game that he played by his own. Uh, so to say that skill-wise, his ability and his sorry, intelligence of playing is still unbeatable until this moment because people seem to be comparing him with Messi, but for me, every single player has their own qualities and specialties because Messi is Messi and Maradona is Maradona. There will be never a second Maradona or a Maradona like player ever in the world again. And yes, as a West Germany fan and Germany fan, I uh, would like to, yeah, even though he's not around, we sadly feel about his passing. But I want to thank Maradona for his brilliance in football, for his performance, for his showmanship that entertained us throughout the years since his early days until the end of his career. Because even though towards the end there's so many stories that even he himself said, yeah, he is Maradona. He scores, he makes goals, and he also makes mistakes. But then, no one ever. I think until today, no one would ever wanted to even remember what kind of mistake he makes. Even though we know, but then the brilliance of his football will be forever in our mind and our hearts. And that's for football. The son of football, Diego Armando Maradona. Rest in peace. Thank you.
Thanks, Dayat.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Maradona basically, you can see single-handedly brought Argentina to got Napoli. Do we see any players such in the even in the current days? Dinesh, do you see anyone who can lead? Because he brought teams from nowhere to the top, and
Um,
till today, that teams can't reach the same top despite spending on players. You had multiple talents, geniuses there, but they couldn't carry the team. So what is lacking?
okay, first of all, back days they used to compare Maradona and Pelé. Maradona and Pelé, who spent the best more World Cups. But what makes Maradona outstanding was he challenged, play 40 games for Boca, come to Barcelona on a world record transfer, just 5 million, proved a point in Barcelona. He went to Napoli, a so-called unknown team. He made them go to UEFA Cup and all that. See, the
Good
thing
point.
is, he took challenges. He took challenges. But the sad part here is, back then, football was like passion. Money is, of course, the added benefit. But now, football is a work. Money is nothing. And what they're earning now, they never was earning back then also. So now, if you ask me why Argentina is not as good as that, is because they don't have a leader on the field. I mean, Maradona Messi is a brilliant player. I mean, no doubt, Cristiano and Messi is a goal. But you see, when Maradona loses a game, you can see the passion, the hunger there uh, motivate the team. While the current generation, they are just self-centered. They want to win. They want to go for the trophy, or they want to go for whatever. At the end of the day, they are playing for the pride of the nation. The nation has become a second topic, very individualistic for current generation. So you need a character. And after Messi goes, I don't see anybody taking up Argentina um to a greater height. You need a good uh leader. They lack leaders. Maradona was a superb leader. Of God, the solo goal. I mean, that's his highlight. But if you ask me, the bigger highlight also was to take unknown team and make it wonderful champion team. So, do you see anybody doing that right now? No, but there is no one around. I mean, to do that. So, if you ask me, Maradona for me, it is the greatest. Along with Johan Cruyff, Maradona is the greatest. Without any hands down. Even though one World Cup, it was a very memorable World Cup. We will talk about 80s compared to many other years because of that one goal against England. We don't talk about the other teams very fondly about, but that goal, sorry man, you don't do that at the World Cup. That is class, all over. That's what I got to say about it.
Yeah, thanks, Dinesh. I mean, Nizam, what do you think? Any tributes
Okay,
for Maradona?
okay, okay. Way back in 1987, when I was in Standard Three, I could see that my uncles keep on mentioning about Maradona, Maradona, and Maradona. Way back in the 80s, you don't have internet. You only rely on newspapers. You only rely on magazines, TV news. So it's a talking point because with limited resources, it must have given an impact to those generation. So way back in the 80s, the children grew up hearing about Maradona. So we grew up with Maradona. So that's why I think other than Maradona, I couldn't see any other winning captain that has what do you call it, a high kind of support from. You could see when he passed away, the what do you call it, the impact it has to all football fans is kind of bit of a different, very different. So I can't see any other person. I'm not hoping for something like this similar, but I think the impact was so huge that it has a lot. He changed the landscape of Serie A by winning titles with Napoli for the first time. Even though his skills on the pitch would be A plus, but I
Hmm?
have to also say that his character is colorful because off the pitch, he also has his problems, but it highlights his career. He became the Argentina manager. He has his own problems, but if you could remember 2018 in the World Cup with his middle finger salute, it shows that he's so colorful that people still remembers him because of all those things. So to me, he's a legend that can't be replaced.
Okay, Nizam. Okay. But we have a comment here from Sheikh Muhammad Nizam. See, he has mentioned that Messi will be similar to Maradona, same height, dribbling skills, and star status. But Messi has achieved more than Maradona. I mean, on achievement basis, individual achievement basis. But does he carry the same impact in football today, like how Maradona has made the impact?
No, I
What
don't
is the
think so.
biggest difference between these two?
I think it's the way of life, the lifestyle of like I mentioned earlier, people people we have a lot of resources. People who do watch football highlights every single day. Every day you hear about Ronaldo and Messi, back then it's all about the world stage. Even if you want to have if you want to what do you call it, know about a result on about a league game, you have to hear the radio, you have to wake up early in the morning, in the Sunday morning, to watch the paper to see the results. It was so different back then. It's the same as inflation. So I think it's non-comparable. So with what one of you guys did mention earlier, it's all about money. It's all about back then the motivation was different. So I think it's you can't compare those two.
Yes. Sashi, any thoughts, any moments that you can recall of Maradona?
Okay, thanks, Vedat. Actually, the first thing that I remember about Diego Maradona was when I was the first World Cup that I have actually like watched on TV was in 1994, the USA '94. So during the second game, I think my father was very fond on this Argentinian team. So he was talking about Maradona, and then the time that I remember, before I could even watch him into action, he was already been banned from World Cup. So it was a sad thing. But when I look back to his illustrious career, this is the guy that we are talking about, which already started his professional career as early as 15 years old, to the age of 20, where he plays in Argentina's juniors. And in this team, he is the youngest player to make the debut, and he scored about 116 goals in 167 games as a 15 to 60 or 20-year-old. And by the age of 21, he already won a FIFA Youth World Cup in the year 1979, as well as the almost being drafted in the 1978 winning World Cup team. So in the year World Cup 1982, when he transferred to Barcelona, for me, he played his best moments there. So imagine as a player who's peaking at his career at 22 years old, at the age of 23, he got a rough tackle from the butcher of Bilbao in a Copa del Rey game in 1983. So what happens after that? He went into taking medications, which is some sort of like caused his cocaine addiction and also alcohol addiction, which caused his other problems as well. But what differs from the other players right now is that Maradona is a player who influences other players. He's not only about himself. Yes, you might see him dribble past players, 11 players at one time, but 90% of his game was more about the team than himself. That is why they are very fond of him. So I agree with Nizam as well. Or
So
on
basically,
the part that, yeah, we
in
know.
conclusion from all, I can just say he's one of the greatest leader that we have seen, and
Yes,
will
of
not be
course.
forgotten.
Correct. Exactly. He's one of the rarest players that influenced the entire game of a team, like Johan Cruyff and Maradona, although they play in a different style.
Yes. Okay, guys. I mean, thanks for your comments on Maradona. But let's move to the next topic, the most heated one for the week, the VAR. Is it a disaster or is it a football miracle. I mean, there's a lot of issues going on lately. Decisions, matches being the momentum being lost. I mean, one particular team has been affected massively on that. So, Dave, what do you think? Should we fix VAR? Should we just avoid it? Or is it the official? I mean, now we have to streamline. Are we having problem with VAR? Is it the system? Or is it the people governing the system? That means maintaining the system. Is it officials? What is not right there?
Mhm.
Sorry, the question to her again.
No, I think we have lost Vinod and Dave here. So anyone wants to take over? I mean, we can talk about it. I mean, we are. I mean, what do you guys think? I know we have been facing week in week out the issues with the VAR, the controversy, especially the offside rule. Even it never been transparent. Week if this week is the offside, next week is not offside. Okay, it's been happening
When
for weeks already.
you,
So Dave,
yeah, yo, yo, yo.
Dave, come in.
Okay, let's preface this by saying that we all hate uh, marginal errors like accusations in even in our routine life. So see, if we have a discussion with a friends and then they sort of like to find a very marginal a defect or a error of you. I mean, it'll be like annoying. So there's no definitive
I mean, looks like we lost Dave there. Sashi, what do you think, Sashi?
Okay, what I think is the VAR, especially with the situation right now, the football has become business. So previously, where during the time of 80s or 90s during Maradona's time, there was no such thing as super club situations. So only when you win your national league, you enter into a bigger competition like the Champions League and so on. There was no Champions League back then. So right now, as you can see, bigger clubs moving into other directions. Like recently, we heard of this Big Six project, the Big Picture project, whereby Manchester United and Liverpool trying to break away from the Premier League. So these are the things
Mm.
that makes you think that in future VAR will be influenced by these top teams to favor them because it has becoming a huge business. And plus with this COVID pandemic thing, it's really going to like big clubs are going to take care of their own revenues. They're not going to they're going to lose it. They're not going to lose it like how it used to be. Back then,
Okay, Sashi.
the competition was very open.
Okay, I mean, okay, it's a huge statement coming for you mentioning, I mean, like, it's failing the big clubs. So,
Yep.
I mean, we have a comment here that mentions that improves the decision because we can't take back the system, shows the game uses drama. So, it goes back now to very basic fundamental is that it's VR the problem or the official is the problem.
The
Because
implementation, the officials.
even like Hapua said, it varies amongst the games. So that means it's a good system, but managed poorly. Is that true, Hidayat? Do you think
Yeah,
so?
okay. Yes, okay. For me, as I said earlier in previous episodes, to me, this is a modern era of football. Yes, we welcome technology very much. For me, myself personally, yes, I don't have any issues with VAR because it helps in some ways. But yes, the monitoring actually, to me, it's supposed to be all automated, meaning that okay, the VAR is an video assistant. Okay, it will record and also review every incident. And yes, the monitoring, let's say, why not we go all with AI? You put one system there, just one mandatory rule. If there was offside, it's offside. If there's a goal, there's a goal. And then it fixed, because programs won't cheat. Program won't be uh, interrupted by maybe emotion or maybe feelings and everything. Because once you say it's offside, then every day, every single day, week in, week out, it will be offside. There will no extra debate on it. Okay, but then maybe they should figure out something because of it. Because yeah, according to the comments just now, it involves a huge
I mean,
budget on it. They've
Hidayat,
been working on it for yeah.
I just need to interrupt you. I mean, we have a comment from Cikgu Mizi here. I mean, he said, biar hanya digunakan bila tak boleh buat keputusan sahaja. Permintaan untuk VAR oleh player mesti dihadkan. Contohnya dalam satu game hanya 2 kali saja. Baru player tak akan suka nak minta VAR. I mean, it's a very good comment here because this has been implemented by FIH, especially in hockey games. That means
Yeah.
each team has a 2 calls for technology. You make the wrong call, you lose. 1 out, you get the right call, you maintain it. Should
Yeah,
football
I
be
agree.
implementing the same thing?
Actually, I agree with it. Yeah, we can go with like the tennis rules. You have maybe one team you'll have like say 3 chances of VAR. Okay, so if you avoided one, then you left with 2. And yes, that will help in the future maybe if they implement it. But yes, the main issue I think most of us will be agree that is the monitoring actually, because it's still human. Human will involve all the emotions, all of the hatred and everything, and then that will influence the result of the decisions on VAR. I don't have much to say because I'm okay with VAR because it helps with the technology, and then nowadays yes, some decisions are debatable and everything, and then maybe it will come up with a fair play. But then the question now is, does the VAR fair play? Because somebody behind it been
Fixing it.
creating.
We have a comment
Yeah,
here. It's fixed by bookies.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
don't think
Jabaran.
so. Okay, but then okay. To conclude it, yeah, I'm okay VAR, but then I think the monitoring has to be streamlined and improve in the future.
Dave, means
Yo,
there was just a comment earlier. It was by bookies. Kishan came here. VAR was introduced for Manchester United. We can't agree. We cannot deny. How
bro.
did Fred miss the red card last night after VAR? You tell me. You just tell me how the heck he wasn't sent off. What do you think? So again, I mean, the most crucial thing that we have to understand here is not about avoiding VAR. It's a good system. I mean, technology has helped in a lot of other sports. It all has picked up. But why in football is not picking up is actually deteriorating. We are going backwards.
Yeah.
So who is the one making the changes? Is it officials? Do we need to change the officials? I think we lost Dave. Nizam, do you want to take it up?
Okay, if you study football, football has changed a lot. They evolve from jerseys don't have numbers, from red card to yellow cards, from two linesmen to 3 linesmen to 4 linesmen to up now VAR. So by the end of the day, it's human interpretation. So it depends on the referee itself. I could see that some decisions has gone against Newcastle United because if you have a look at one glance, it looks like a player is there's no intention in the undeliberate fall. But when I see the TV and I see the ref looking back and forth like 5 or 6 times, the intention seems like a bit different. So it's based on the referee's interpretation. So in the end of the day, personally, I would say VAR is part of our life. It's something that we have to accept. It's part of football's evolution. But at the end of the day, to me, the officials would be up to their interpretation whether to make it correct or wrong.
So
So
does
I
it
could
make
see
less exciting? Does it make less
because
exciting? We have, I mean, Sheikh Nizam has come out and said that it spoils the momentum. And for supporters or spectators, this indecision makes it very less exciting. So has football lost its attraction point? Is it getting slower? Are we
by the
getting
fact
bored
that
watching the game? No.
okay,
Is the
but
game is the game going at a slower pace?
yes, the classic element has gone away because it's no longer fast. It has been halted a lot of times, so in a way it's less exciting. But you have to take note that for every single Euro or World Cup edition, or every single year, there's new, what do you call it, new rules implemented, like the spray thingy, the lines, the free kick thingy. The offside rules has changed a lot during the past years, and so comes VAR. It has just been introduced. It's same just like CCTV and handphones in our lives. They are pro and cons. Same goes to VAR. So I would say that like it or not, it's gonna be part of our football lifestyle moving forwards.
I mean,
I,
but there's a lot of controversial decisions. Wah,
I, pre-
I guess Liverpool. Hey, Dave is back. Dave, are you there?
There is there.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, Dave. Take it up on the VAR thing. What has to change,
Like I
or what
said,
needs to be done?
well, FIFA says that this is a system that we must use. I mean, you have to understand VAR is not a Norse god, not a miracle truck. It's like certainly not the panacea of a game use. In fact, VAR has become a noose around the neck of football. And while technology is prerequisite, it's not being applied properly. Just business has become over fascinated with the technology, didn't quite know how to best leverage it. Even the saddest part of this VAR is I have actually uh, lost celebrating goals for a very long time. I have to wait until 3 minutes when a goal is given by VAR. Oh my God! Oh yes, we have scored. So the joy has just gone. So what is the beauty of having this VR? It's just absolutely crap. It's just allowing the technology to damage the very essence of the world football at the time. In cricket, there's better technology. They have a massive margin for error, whether a ball going to hit the stumps or not, and even if they think it might not hit the stumps in what do you call a lower ball shout, they'll just go to the umpire's call, as they know the tracking software is not accurate to within fine margins. In football, they draw super thin lines that turn inaccuracy into imagined perfection and find someone's pubic hair offside. So it's just bloody irritating, and it's just annoying. But at the same time, we have to look at the schedule that making football more harder, injuries more frequent, and VR is rubbing the salt into the wound of these soulless games by ignoring blatant falls in the box. So
I
one
mean,
week, like you said, one week there's a VR decision is given, and the same team goes and do the same shit again, and it's not given. So there should be a bit of balance. I mean, it will be nice to see if there's a bit of balance there.
I guess, I mean, like how Sheikh Nizam said, if VAR existed before, hand of God would not have existed.
I did enjoy football when there was no VAR.
I mean, yes,
I enjoyed, screaming like there's no tomorrow when there's no VR. I have actually lost it. I have not seen it, and I'm actually giving up. No, actually, I'm not giving up, but there's something has to change. What is this VR supposed to do? Are we? Does anyone know what is this VR supposed to do? Maybe someone can tell me what is VR supposed to do. The basics that VR supposed to do.
they're only supposed to help when the referee is in doubt. So
I
the
mean,
referee
this
is
is supposed,
supposed
I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay. Fine.
to
VR is supposed to be helping, but I think this is a topic that it's a hot topic. I mean, we can go on and go on about it, but end of the day, It's already there. Like how Nizam said, we can't change it. We have to live with it. Cikgu Mizi, good one. Hand of God tukar jadi hand of VAR. It is now hand of VAR. I think in
And
favor
we
of
not,
Manchester
and we
United,
not,
Dinesh?
we not, and
Yes.
sorry for me stopping you here. That did anyone actually realize that there is no English officials in Russia 2018? Do anyone
Yep.
know why? And everyone
Okay.
will be agreeing with me that they are shambles, and they don't even have the quality to be there.
I mean,
And I
it's a
think
good thing.
for many coming tournaments, I wouldn't be seeing these people there. Or I mean, what do you call yeah, English FA and officials.
Wow.
I
Looks
mean,
like United is getting
like I
very
said,
busy.
like can I come back to the what VAR supposed to be? Goal, no goal.
Hmm.
Penalty, not penalty. Direct red card, not second yellow or caution, of course. Mistaken identity when the referee cautions or send off the wrong player. That is supposed to, and what is supposed not VAR to do. Any yellow card, second yellow card is too obvious. If you're so stupid, then you're not supposed to be a ref on the pitch. Any free kicks, of course, if you don't even know where's a tackle coming in or supposed to be a red card, then you're not supposed to be an official. So these are the basic things that they need to do, and they have massively failed for the past 2 seasons. And I think that it is going out of control.
I
And
mean,
football is just boring to watch right now.
it's getting bad. Like how Cikgu Mizi said, it's becoming Rochester United. We can't help it. Liverpool had it last year. So now we take the ball. Okay, guys, I mean, let's keep VAR aside. We can't, let's learn to live with it. Hopefully things gets better. Let's see some improvements. But let's move on to the next
Bro,
topic.
I'll keep talking about it. I'll keep talking about it.
We will come back. We will just need a full show
No,
just talk about VAR. We will have it soon.
no,
Okay,
I'm gonna cut off here, but I'll be talking about this outside.
sure.
My,
We will have
my
we
conclusion
do
is
a
that
detailed session with it. Okay,
yeah,
guys, let's talk about the current pandemic issues, the impact on the seasons and everything. I mean, we just seen Newcastle game and Aston Villa game being called off.
Yeah.
So, Nizam, being a Newcastle fan, how big is
Yep.
it? I mean, you guys are coming on a good, decent form, and this could impact the season.
Personally, from my perspective, from Newcastle's perspective, as a fan, Steve Bruce is not wanted there in the club. So he likes to compare his results with Rafa Benitez, which is surprisingly slightly better than Rafa.
Better.
Yeah, and then he keeps on. Okay, the thing is, when the fans doesn't like him, there will be extra pressure in the stadium. I think if he's not performing well in the stadium, it would be an advantage personally for Steve Bruce, because in a match, usually the team would sometimes be helped by the 12 fans, the 12 player, the fans itself, the surroundings, and things like that. So in a way, it affects the performance of the player. I would try to correct you, because Newcastle is not going anywhere. They are not ambitious, and their form is like kind of like okay. The top four, the bottom four is like not performing at all. So Steve Bruce is in his comfort zone. He's not doing anything. So in other aspects, financially, it does affect the club as a whole. There's no revenue from tickets. Even if you have a look here, match program nowadays, they are not producing match programs. People selling foods at the stadiums, they are not making money. It's a bad thing for the club. Even Newcastle itself has some issues with the Far Pro pay with Mike Ashley. He didn't take care of his non-playing staff and things like that. In a way, as a whole, the pandemic has an effect for every single club. But in Newcastle perspective, Steve Bruce might like it because he's less having pressure from the fans.
That's interesting. I mean, Wow, we have a comment from Sina. Season is early, best to suspend and continue things get calmer, if not void. What do you think? I mean, because we have seen the impact. I mean, yes, TV views, TV rights, so they're pushing the games. But
Money,
is it
money,
working?
money, money.
But the money will run out eventually because the clubs will not be able to sustain.
Yeah.
Take England itself. Premier League will sustain, the lower leagues will die. So should they just hold and suspend the league until things gets better, get the fans back, get it to grow? Because we miss watching football without fans. I feel like
I
I'm
think
watching
there's
something
certain
else.
there's certain counties are actually um, going through a massive pandemic, and there's certain counties actually having cases reduced right now, and like here we have like every state here we can decide whether we can actually let them go, or go around and cross state and stuff like that. So I think if it has to be in a whole of like England, so they have to make a decision whether they should go on, or temporarily suspend it till things get better. So it is between the FA and the British government. So there's something has to be stopped, because week in week out we are seeing players are getting infected. I mean, it's not so massive up to like they're getting hospitalized or stuff, but they're just what do you call they are quarantine themselves. So uh, see, if it brings a massive impact on the business side, I think they just might continue, because clubs needs money, Premier League needs money, broadcasters are paying money, so a lot of factors over there.
I mean, but okay, it's a good one. However, you have just lost the 12th player. The stadium feels
Yeah,
empty. You don't feel like watching a game. I
it,
feel like, what am I watching? You wake up, for example, today morning Champions League game with a fake fan sound at the back.
Yeah.
You just don't feel like you feel like you're watching a preseason game. Finally, it doesn't. You don't get the You don't get it. So why are you pushing for it?
I mean, football was brilliant, bro. As it was, but it is now extremely missable, and I think uh, uh, fans deserves to be in the ground to watch the favorite teams. But at the same time, the safety measurement has to come into place. But like now we can see in coming weekend, there are certain clubs are actually getting fans coming in. So it's something encouraging actually. So from there, I guess the FA and Premier League will analyze whether they can bring more people into the ground. So I think it's quite encouraging. Actually, we can see fans at the weekend.
Okay, Dinesh. Nizam mentioned Newcastle is benefiting with no fans, Steve Bruce, because with no pressure. Is Manchester United having the opposite? The form in Old Trafford has been bad, massively. So do they need the
to,
fans back?
What a
to be
question,
Or
to be
Ramesh!
is
honest,
the
What a
fan
question!
should we just wipe the
as a
fingers?
United fan, I would say it's better for the fans not to come back because the team is atrocious. Okay, so it's good for the fans to be at home. But on a whole, I guess it's if you ask me, the season should go on. Because if you look at Liverpool's situation right now, two of the players when Salah had injured and a few other pieces here and there, I think the problem is not the Premier League. The problem is these guys travel out of England to countries for friendlies, national friendlies or Nations League. Think that is where the problem is because yes, Newcastle and Villa game has been good because of COVID. But I think the major problem is leaving the country and going to another state, your game, thinking that everything is good and fine. Because you're multi-millionaires, you get the first place, and no players has been a casualty thus far. I guess all of them recovered. Cristiano Ronaldo, Salah, the God Zlatan Ibrahimovic, everybody recovered. But the problem is I think FIFA, FIFA themselves should admit the fact. Let the clubs continue their. Let's put the international games out of picture for now, because if you're going to have a Euro with a zero stadium, independent stadium, then be best just to cancel the Euro to the World Cup. Yeah, Manchester United has not left the
Tishan
chat, still alive.
Tishan has been all on Manchester today.
I think he's a diehard United fan. I think he's feeling the disappointment. I like his comment.
No lah, way.
He's a Liverpool fan.
He's a
No,
He's a
Liverpool
Liverpool
fan.
fan.
He's a
but he's
Nabil
speaking like
Fekir
on what
fan.
I'm feeling. He's speaking like what I'm feeling. But I think for now, looking at the news lately, I think Britain's coming out of the vaccine. So we can expect to see the fans soon. Like what I think Dave mentioned earlier, also that we are bringing the fans bit by bit. So I mean, the thing is, of course, without the fans, nothing. But without the game, the fans are nothing. So I rather have a weekends occupied to watch the game. I mean, we are thousands of miles away. We want to watch the game. The 80,000, the 50,000, the stadium can still watch at home. So as long the football goes, it makes people's weekend a better weekend. So I think FIFA maybe should be more logical and getting the international out for now, right? Just the club game.
Yep.
Of course, Champions League and the UEFA, Europa, and all that. Make it minimal traveling and keep players safe. I think that's the most important thing right now. Because if you're going to keep on doing that, then many more players are going to get infected. Imagine that England played in the Nations League against Ireland, and they didn't know that one of the island players had a COVID case that he was substituted at halftime. So look at the casualty. You know, we don't hear that in the Premier League where somebody is playing and got substituted because he had a COVID case. We don't hear that because at home we are safe. When we go out, we are not safe. So likewise, keep yourself in England in your better in a safer position.
No, Sashi, what do you think about that? Is international football the culprit here? So
No,
it's affecting the
I,
teams?
I have a very controversial and
Yes.
also very different
Sashi, wait,
opinion on
before I go in, Sina has a
yes.
comment for you. Do you want to void and suspend the season looking at Arsenal's current form?
No,
A sidetrack.
no,
I mean,
because
on a serious note, you guys had a good form last year after
yeah,
the project restart, but it has been just downhill this year.
yeah.
I think the
Actually, I
same
look
thing
from
happened in United also.
Yes.
Yeah.
as an Arsenal fan, you could ask any Arsenal fan down there, except for the latest new fans, lah.
Haha.
So, what we are actually supporting for is the form of football, the quality of football, not just kind of football that Arteta plays at the moment. So even back then when we was winning, we were actually like defending for 70% parts of the game and attacking only about once or twice, and we were very efficient in terms of scoring whatever we hit. So that was what went right, and he corrected the defensive part. But at the moment, I think the VAR, on this COVID thingy, I think the fans should be back, even though not in a full scale, but about 20% of the entire population should be back. The reason is because there is proper social distancing within the 20% of the capacity of the stadium. That's one thing. Second thing is because if you look at history, you look at Spanish flu and so on, the disease, which is a influenza type disease, died off. We actually got off this pandemic during the 18 and 1900s, not because we have founded a vaccine, but it's because the human body has already have herd immunity, meaning to say that everybody got the round of the particular virus, and it's gone off once it has no effect on human body. So similarly, I see a lot of athletes, especially the likes of Pablo Dybala, has been contracted, if I'm not mistaken, 3 times positive on a different occasion, and yet here he is without any implication. And in sports, especially in the biggest tournaments like BPL, and as the same type like NFL, NBA, all of them are following a sports bubble method, which means a method which they isolate the athlete entirely from contact of outer worlds. If Parliament can go on, why can't football? They still can go to groceries and everywhere, right? I don't
Hey,
think they are
Parliament is not going on, lah.
in UK. They're not.
Hey, the menteri is all having meeting without distance, lah.
Okay,
Social
let's not go
distancing.
to
Sashi,
that.
one question. Okay, if
Yes.
COVID ends, would Gunnosaurus Rex would be working back?
Yes, provided if the pet Ozil went out.
No, I think Ozil is
Ah.
playing the salary, right?
Yes, he's earning 350K per week for doing nothing, commenting in
Okay,
Twitter.
Sashi, just a question to you. Do you want Arteta to stay or to go?
To go. But the very basis is that we need to be back with the philosophy that we were in, which is
Was
attacking and
Lundberg a better choice?
yes, he is. He was just not given enough time as was given to Arteta. That was my opinion.
Kishan is here again. COVID-19 or not, United is still the same. Kishan, Manchester United is always Manchester United.
That's a good answer.
Okay, guys. I mean, thanks for the insights. Let's go on to the next topic. Let's look at the Champions League. I mean, we had some quite big results. One team couldn't do it at home and escaped the red card, and looks like the Soldier losing the momentum. Dinesh, I mean, going to game 6, United needs to win Leipzig. It's winner takes all. A draw might get them through, but they were clearly at. Did they just throw off the wheel?
I mean, you watched the game last night. I think I mentioned this before, but I feel comfortable under Solskjaer still compared to Mourinho, Van Gaal, or even Moyes. So I feel comfortable because, okay, let's be honest. Ferguson, Arsene Wenger is once in a lifetime manager. You see Guardiola, but you cannot replicate Guardiola right now. The once in a lifetime manager. So does not mean that United sack this manager, bring another manager. You already brought three managers, fourth manager. Two of them are world class. All right. One was with the Barcelona legendary so-called team, and one was the Chelsea legendary manager. They couldn't do much. You know, when Solskjaer came in, um, of course, we want to run 11 games unbeaten. We won at PSG, and then we went on a slump. And then we started the season so. And after the pandemic, when the game reopened, Europa semi-finals, this season was derby. I think Solskjaer's only problem is he does not have the guts of Ferguson, where you have to drop or
Moyes.
sell the virus. Okay,
Okay,
the virus for
Dinesh.
me is
But
Pogba. Yeah,
I mean, to cut you, wait. I mean, we know we can't replicate Ferguson or anyone. But the game today, anyone would have known Fred need to go off. He escaped the red card. He was just calling for the card. But Solskjaer took too long to do the changes.
yeah.
So
That there was a story where Bruno was actually asking Ole to make a sub on a particular player. So the thing is, as I think we know, the thing is, Solskjaer is not making immediate decisions.
yes,
He's taking his own sweet time, and that's going to cost him his reputation. Personally, I feel. And as for yesterday's game, I mean, I personally thought United played a very good game. We had our chances. When you don't take your chances, you lose it. But United's downfall in this whole group was the third game against Istanbul. Because if they had won that game, I mean, they played kindergarten football, so you have to lose a game. They had won that game today, they already gone through already. PSG game and the last game, we just walked the park. Mistake was by United, so United can't blame anybody. There's no VR to blame, there's nothing to blame. It's just what you can do.
yeah, Jacob Mizi just said There's no one to help United. I mean, yeah, let's hope so. What do you think? Can they make it up? Will they make it to the round of 16 or Europa League another season? Dinesh,
Um,
do you think
United. You see, going to Leipzig doesn't mean winning 5-0 is going to make you another 5-0 game at Germany. It's not going to be very easy. But Leipzig yesterday actually had a last-minute goal against Istanbul. Not their root game,
what
you know.
your prediction?
Like,
The game
uh, I
score
feel,
or
I feel, I feel it'll be a draw,
they draw?
a close
Draw will be
draw.
good. So
Yeah,
draw means your prediction United are going to go through. Okay.
yeah.
Poor. Real Madrid. Shocker. Against Shakhtar. Back-to-back loss with them.
No, I wasn't surprised to be honest. I wasn't surprised. I really expected at least a draw game because Shakhtar, looking back, I know you see the results isn't a fluke result. I think the home defeat to Borussia Mönchengladbach is a heavy defeat. That was surprise really after what they achieved at Real Madrid. They beat Real Madrid. Um, I expected a close game. I really thought Shakhtar would take a point from that game, and they took 3 points. And the group is wide open. Anyone can qualify from that group, but I do feel like Real Madrid will get a result against Mönchengladbach at the game week 6. I think they will beat the Germans and qualify to the knockout round. Even though I would love to see them get knocked out and play in the Europa League, um, because I think Real Madrid under Zidane right now are reaching I mean, they have reached. They have already reached their top level. That's why they have won the three back-to-back Champions League titles. I think Ronaldo left at the right time. He was really smart. He was really clever. Their team not gonna win Champions League again. Or yes, last season they won the La Liga, and we all know that they were not impressive at all. So um, wasn't really surprised or shocked with the result. I think fair play to Shakhtar. I think they deserve the win. Two counter attack, two beautiful passage of play, two well taken goals. Real Madrid were really poor. They were really poor. I was watching the game live. They were really poor.
So now they are. I mean, see the final games they're going to head on. Real Madrid versus Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then Shakhtar against Inter.
Yep.
Basically, winner takes all for both games. Whoever wins
Yes.
qualifies. Who's your take,
Yes.
Hidayat? That group. Who you think can
Ah,
qualify from that group?
okay. As for me, yeah. Currently, some of the big teams have enduring their so-called downfall. For me, to with the likes of Real Madrid, even Barcelona, and in England, I can say Manchester United as well because, as Puva said, they have been at the top level for quite some time before. And look at Real Madrid, they don't have their apprentice ready yet. Okay, stars gone out. Barcelona, even okay, Messi, Suarez and Neymar have been away. Okay, and Real Madrid have been losing their star and key players with quite a number. So they are, for me, they are still in transition because the young guys, the young boys are still incapable to take the responsibility and inexperience, especially in Europe. It will be a nice game. It will be a good final fixture of the Champions League for some teams. And but I think yes, Real Madrid will still eke out and find a way to reach the last 16.
Okay. Nizam, I mean, we have a
Yes.
comment with Cikgu Mizi here. Hazard is not performing at Real Madrid. Do you have any idea
Uh,
what's going on? Or do
Hmm.
you think,
Haha. No, no, I don't have any idea.
Tashi, what about you?
About Hazard, is it?
Yes.
Hazard is, I think he's kind of an overrated player, in my opinion, because he was pretty aided in this Chelsea team, and I don't see him performing up to that level in any other team that he actually played with. Obviously, Real Madrid is a different model and a different type of team than what he had at Chelsea. At Chelsea, he had a very specific role. The team was built around him, and he only has to do one job. And whereas in Real Madrid, he is one of many. So he doesn't have a specific role, and he needs to fit into the team. That's where he
So do you
struggles.
think the team can qualify, or it might go to
Uh,
Europa League, or might get totally knocked out?
I actually read somewhere, that he actually didn't hit the required BMI of his weight management. Uh, you can fairly say that he's putting on weight. He's not performing. He's not the same Hazard as we've seen in Chelsea. Banging in goals and running past defenders and you know in scoring goals. And this is what I read actually. I mean, he's not really hitting the right BMI for a leverage of a football player. So I think he's just lost it. I mean, there's something gone wrong somewhere. So not sure what is going on with him. So talking about the game, I think Real Madrid will still nick it right at the end of the final day of the Champions League, because they are the big fours of Europe. I think they'll have a very good. I think most likely they'll have this fixed in that game, and I think they'll go through.
I'm going for the opposite way. I guess they might not go
yeah,
through.
I think that the last game will come down to an Inter win and also a draw in Real Madrid's game. So it will come down to head-to-head record since they are
Yes.
equal in points. So that will actually like put Real Madrid on advantage since they won. They have a better head-to-head record with Inter this time around. So it's going to be like a controversial like advancing from Real Madrid, but they are not going to win the last game because Mönchengladbach going to try all the way to actually like grab onto a draw because that's all they need to qualify.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Sina Cikgu Mizi has come out and said that kenapa Hazard bola lepas ke Real Madrid. I mean, like how Sashi has said. I mean, basically, he has to prove himself in Real Madrid. In Chelsea was more specific. Teams was just around him, and I think the pressure got to him. Can we say that? Because even in Belgium, you don't see him living up to the standards.
I think the number 7 jersey got it to him.
Yes.
Number 7.
Okay.
Because he was asked to play the Ronaldo role when he's Hazard at
Yeah.
Madrid. So that's when he went wrong.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, Sina here. Now, how far will Liverpool go in the Champions League, and how young will the next Liverpool Academy player be who could start Champions League at the SF stage when all first 11 are positive for COVID? Okay, I mean, you guys were lucky yesterday, 2 days ago. Good window.
I think Liverpool played well.
There's it.
Liverpool played well. To be honest, the keeper was very
Yes.
impressive.
I mean, finally, a backup for Alisson. So is Adrian effectively number 3? Koa?
I hope so. I hope so
Yeah.
because I've been telling this for some time already. Keller deserves a chance, not only in cup matches. See, like these situations, like this season going to be like this. We have faced so many injuries. We lost two main centre backs. We lost Thiago Alcantara. It's like I can't remember. We signed him and we only had a glimpse of less than 200 minutes of him on the pitch. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's really crazy. And we have issues with right back also now. Trent Alexander out. Salah was out with COVID. He's back now. Fine. I think the attacking set of players is fine. The problem is we have issues with players in the midfield and the defense. And when it comes to keeper, Adrian has always been a liability for us, like it or not. Yes,
Mm.
his early appearances for Liverpool, he have made some good saves and kept us in the game, won us points. Fine. The UEFA Super Cup, yes, he was the hero in penalty shootout. Fine, but moving forward, he has made so many mistakes. Like I don't see any difference between him and Carriers. To be very honest, the problem here and the the bad thing with Carriers was he done the mistake in possibly the biggest stage of club football in the final of Champions League. So everyone saw that, and even Klopp came to a decision. Okay, I need a keeper. I badly need a keeper. When it comes to Adrian, the problem, the most annoying thing is whenever he made a mistake, he shouted our defenders,
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
and not even once, he took a blame, especially when it comes to last season Champions League knockout game, second round against Atletico Madrid. It was his mistakes. It was his mistake. But what happened after that was in social media, in Twitter, he posted something like nothing happened.
Mm. Yep.
He sounded like the better team won and they advanced to the next stage.
Yep. Yep.
See, the errors at stages like this. See, Champions League is probably the when it comes to club football, that's the pinnacle of the stage. You have to perform your best there. When your club's first keeper is out, it's your chance to go and change it. It didn't happen for me. Kelleher, he was under pressure that night. uh, I know that Vinod would say that we were lucky. I would say that
I
first
mean,
half,
you guys played
Ajax
a
were the
good
better
game.
team. I admit, Ajax were the better team in the first half. They had more position. They had arguably better chances than us. But I think slowly, when the game was moving on, I think we get better, and we also had chances to kill off the game. So I think
Yeah.
it was 50-50 game. Probably Ajax was unlucky, but that's what it is, isn't it? So we took our chances due to a keeper error, according to me. So yeah, I think for the results we got for the first three matches, we were impressive away to Atalanta, 5-0. Nobody expected that. We have beaten Ajax away right after Van Dijk got that injury and out for the season. Fabinho stepped up, and it was a man of the match performance from him. So lucky or not lucky, for whatever we have done for the first three match, perfect, never concede a goal, 9 points. I think we deserve that win, and deservedly, I think we top the group. And as for the keeper, please, 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 Keller, please be a second choice keeper, please. I think Adrian, as a Liverpool fan, we can see from his face, from his body language, he's not serious at all, and he took this chance for granted.
Mm.
He is in a mindset where he thinks that, oh, whatever happened, I'm the first, I will be the second choice. I think it
Mm.
was a right call from Jurgen Klopp to play Kelleher that day, and you could see how disappointed Adrian
Adrian was.
was in the bench. He knew already, okay, probably our time is numbered now. I hope so. I mean, thank you for the memories, for all the good saves, all the good moments, but you have done enough damage. Okay, whoever watched the game live, how impressive Keller was when it comes to ball distributions.
Very good.
He was really good. The long balls, it was really perfect. I think the his ball distribution statistic that day was really impressive. So I think moving forward, Keller as a second goalkeeper, in my opinion, and I'm very sure that majority of Liverpool fans will agree with this.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I watched the game. I would actually agree with Kuba. Kevin Kelleher was he was calm, composed, and he made that important save, point blank save. He knew that the job was given to him ahead of Adrian, so he has a point to prove. And for the coming matches in Premier League, he's going to start. I believe that Klopp going to start him. Um, if you look at the game, right after the final whistle, Klopp ran all the way through the halfway of the pitch, and he just hugged him and said, "I gambled, and you paid it off." So I think Kevin Keller did a very good job. I mean, 3 points, and I don't think. I mean, to say lucky, yes, but we actually played our game in the second half. We actually didn't let Ajax to throw in more balls into the final third, and I mean, keeping a clean sheet against an on form 17 games unbeaten European team, it's more than good enough.
Okay, guys,
I
I think
actually,
we're running out of time. Yes, Sashi, what do you want?
I actually think that the keeper decision is due to because you see Lord Carriers, he was performing very well right before the final. So upon the
Yeah.
final, he was crucified like hell by the fans, and he lost his confidence. You see, what Klopp is trying to do right now, he is trying to protect Kelleher from not exposing him too early. There are two positions in football that you need absolute confidence. One is a striker, the other one is the goalkeeper. If you do mistake at a
True.
very young age, let's say, his career is finished. He may never recover and came back to the same form that he is right now. So the exposure that has to be given to a player like Kelleher has to be very carefully planned. And plus, he has never played in other teams, and he is from Liverpool youth system. So that's why he need to
Then
protect.
Chow Mein Keller, yeah. I mean,
Senna, that's in Irish. Calvin Kelleher. Okay.
Wayne Keller. Okay, guys, let's round. I mean, times is up. Let's quickly round up for the next week. I mean, the game six. Who you think going to go through? I will ask a short one. Just give me a prediction. Dinesh, Inter versus Shakhtar.
We are draw. I think Inter will be lucky to we are
Okay,
draw.
Kishan, we'll get back to you, Kishan. Hidayat, I mean, for
Yeah.
Group A, we have Atletico versus Salzburg. So, who do you think will make it through?
It's Atletico for me.
Atletico.
Yeah,
Okay,
simple as that.
right. Group D, Dave, Atalanta, Ajax. Head to head, winner takes all.
But where the match is happening?
Ajax,
Ajax,
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Ajax to go through.
But Ajax needs to win. So, can they do it?
I guess they will. They have to. I mean, this is the only chance for them. I mean, they had the chance to go to the final last season. I mean, the season before last season. So this
Okay,
will be the second shot for them to at least try to get into the. I mean, to progress well into Champions League. So I think they'll get. I mean, they'll overcome Atlanta.
okay. Tina says Real Madrid will finish second, Liverpool play them round 16. Let's see for it.
If that
Sashi,
is so, they will
Lazio
get a.
versus Club Brugge.
Sorry,
Lazio versus Club Brugge. Group F. Head also winner takes all.
Group F. Lazio,
Lazio.
Lazio,
Clean win,
definitely. Sorry.
easy win, or tough win?
I'll go for a 3-1.
3-1.
Yes.
Okay. Who Manchester versus Leipzig.
Leipzig.
Man United.
Yeah,
Man
Manchester United versus Leipzig.
United versus
Leipzig
Leipzig.
versus Man United. I would love
Hmm.
to see I would love to see the Germans got the result, but I think United capable of getting a draw at least.
And they're good at
I think they will get a draw, and
their,
I personally want to see Man United in the knockout stage.
yep.
Yes.
I would love to see Liverpool play them in quarterfinal at least.
No. We play in semi-final only. We don't want to play in quarter-final at all.
And I think for RB Leipzig, Upamecano won't be playing. He's suspended.
Yeah.
If not
Yep,
mistaken,
yep.
and
Mm.
I think it's a huge blow for them. But it's not going to be easy. So that's why I stick with a draw, which means United will qualify.
Vinod, is that a sign that you're gonna sign Upamecano?
I don't have an idea who the heck they want to sign. I give
They
up
will
on
sign the
this
whole world, but they
rumor.
will never sign
Yeah,
anybody. The whole world
yeah.
comes to them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
I
they'll
heard
end up
about.
signing someone else. I mean, that can go on. Okay, I just want to
I,
ask Hidayah and Nizam, who do you
Yep.
guys think will win the Champions League this season?
oh my
One
God,
team
oh my
up
God.
front. Who comes to you
You,
first?
you asked Hidayat the right question.
Yes, sir.
I, I'm not sure, but one thing for sure this season is they are like sons of ex legends. Like if you notice, there's Marcus Thuram, and
Mm.
Yeah.
then there's what do you call it? The son of Claudio Reyna is
Yep,
in
yep,
Dortmund.
yep.
Mm.
So those young
And then you got
teams,
Kisei's son also.
yep. So you would never predict. It's going to be unpredictable who's going to be in the final, but it can be anyone. PSG, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. You never know. So I'm not sure myself. So it's still open. I can't give you an answer.
Hidayat?
At this particular moment, the group stage hasn't finished yet, and we've seen a lot of teams still having a top topsy-turvy form. I don't have any clue at the moment, even though I would love my lovely Liverpool to be winning the big old years again.
Okay. Take a easy. Kalau dia layak lah 16 pun, lah 16 confirm kena titik itu. They look like that. Real Madrid has been poor. They might be out. Here comes Kishan again. Manchester United has signed Upama Wadal Lada from Bengal FC. I think we need to get Kishan back to the show. Lah.
Yes, yes, yes. Please
Yes,
do
please.
so.
Okay, guys.
We love
I
to.
mean, it's time. It's been very long, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Let's wrap up for the day. Okay. Any last words, Sashi or Dinesh? Since the first time you guys are here.
I mean, personally, I really enjoyed my last 1 hour and 17 minutes because I'm always with fans of Liverpool and United, but now I see so many other fans and criticism is really nice to hear because football all
Did you
about.
did you enjoy the VR part, Dinesh?
Yeah, I enjoyed the video part because you know what, we benefited last season a lot, and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
season
yeah.
there's many others benefiting.
Even this season also you're benefiting lah.
This
You
season,
are even
okay,
benefiting this season,
we,
bro.
we got it against us also a
Every time
couple
you
of
get
times.
penalty.
We have Penaldos, but it was a good session, and I really look forward to having a chance another time to join you guys because I don't mind not talking, but I like to listen what you guys are talking. Is nice, lovely.
Okay, yeah, it's good to have you guys back too. Thanks to you all. Thanks, Dinesh. Thanks, Pua. Thanks, Nizam. Thanks,
Thanks,
Sashi.
everyone.
Thanks, Jayat.
Welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks everyone.
And
Okay,
I have a final word because I didn't
yes.
get to say about Diego Maradona. So rest in peace. A sad day for football, despite all his troubles. I mean, everyone was talking about 1986 World Cup. I mean, I was like 7 years old. I mean, rarely. I mean, hardly I know football, but like some of you said that your uncles, your father, or your dad were saying about Maradona, Maradona. So I had watched this recently, one of these games against England, if I'm not mistaken. There's one of these commentary in Spanish. This guy just screamed goal, and then the guy just ended in like a flood of tears. I was like, I mean, will Argentinian fans see this in future with Messi or
Definitely not
anyone
with
else?
yeah.
Or I mean, like Lautaro Martinez, and they have so many players. But I mean, I was just impressed with the way he just screamed all the way, and he just ended up with the tears. I mean, that is Maradona. So, I mean,
For
I'm
me,
not
the
a,
next
I'm not. I'm not a big fan of him, but you see, when I saw that, it was really emotional. So I just wanted to say this, and I think it will honor all the Argentinian fans out there.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, just quick one. I mean, Argentina. There's only two footballers that drives me nuts: Maradona, Batistuta. I mean,
Yeah.
these two, I say no
I
replacement.
mean, I born in late 70s, so I mean, myself and Nizam probably. I mean, Nizam left. Uh, we will know all these the sentimental values and the classic. I mean, the old school kind of football and all this stuff. So we missed it. As I said, like with the VAR stuff, we missed screaming for the goal. I mean, you have to wait until something says, "Oh yes, it's a goal." Okay, fine, goal. Okay, so it's just boring. So
Yes,
those days it was different. If it's go like they will just go all the way, just scream. So it was fun. So I mean, we had a
yeah.
very good session today, and thanks to you, Puva, Dinesh, Nizam, Hidayat. Yeah, have a good weekend, and tomorrow is Friday.
Hey guys, let's
Enjoy your
connect soon.
football.
Hope to get all of y'all in soon again also. To all, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for more Footy Talk. Subscribe and share to your friends. Hope you enjoy the show. Bye. See you all next week.
Ciao.
Thanks.
Bye.
Ciao,
Ciao.
people.